Researchers at the prestigious Duke University have recently discovered a master pain switch hidden deep into the brain. Thanks to atomic force microscopy, which is 1,000 times more powerful than a normal microscope, they analyzed all areas of the brain, and what they discovered was truly shocking. They couldn't even have imagined that this tiny receptor controls and connects all the nerves in your body. The discovery has led to a development of a completely natural method that can stop nerve pain completely in less than 10 seconds a day. A method which has already been used by 87,000 people to regain control over their lives and get rid of this debilitating condition. It is something that anyone can use, regardless of the stage of their neuropathic pain. And it doesn't require any dangerous medication, physical therapy, anesthetic patches, creams, or surgery. In the next 5 minutes, I will tell you all about this and also the home nerve pressure test that shows you the real cause of your nerve pain and what you must do immediately. The highly popular pain medication that you should avoid at all costs. It has life-threatening side effects that no doctor tells you about. Why some people who have had a foot amputated due to diabetic neuropathy still feel pain in that limb. It's because of a weird brain glitch that gives you the numbness, burning, stabbing, or shooting sensations you feel. So if you are tired of living with a constant pain in your arms and legs that won't go away no matter how many ointments, drugs, or medical procedures you try, have no control over your body, not being able to relax and sleep, and always be judged by others who cannot see anything wrong with you, stick with me until the very end of this important presentation, because in just a few moments from now, I promise you that you'll finally be able to shut off the cringing pain and take back control over your life. You'll no longer wake up every morning with the fear that you will not be able to get out of bed because of crippling pain. You will not feel trapped in a body that does not work anymore, fearing that you will have to live like this for the rest of your life. And none of your loved ones will look at you with pity in their eyes. Because starting today, you'll be able to move freely, jump, stretch, walk long distances, and run without feeling any discomfort. Just close your eyes and imagine. No more piercing and stabbing pain. No more crawling sensation and cramps that wake you up at night. So, are you ready to be the confident, active, and happy person that you were before nerve pain took all that from you? If the answer is yes, starting today, you'll have an exclusive chance to join more than 87,000 people, just like you, who found a fast, natural, and highly effective way to stop the shooting, burning sensations, numbness or pins and needles in their arms and legs, and live a normal life again. People just like Mary Davis, 60 years old from Crown Point, Indiana, who wrote to say, "For 25 years, I've been suffering from neuropathic pain, which has made my life a living hell. I was a painkiller addict. Now, thanks to your discovery, I am completely pain-free for more than 6 months without taking any drugs. I wish I had heard about this sooner. God bless you." Or James Garcia, 49 years old from St. Augustine, Florida, who said, "I am able to sleep comfortably at night again, and this makes such a difference. I feel fantastic. My mood is positive. I am happier about life in general. I know nerve repair is a slow process, but as long as I'm making progress, I am a happy camper." Or Emma Green, 57 years old from Cincinnati, Ohio, who wrote, "I thought the numbness in my hands and feet was something I just had to get used to. All the doctors told me that there was nothing they could do for me. But guess what? Thanks to this formula, my neuropathy is gone, and I feel full of energy." All these people are completely in charge of their lives again, thanks to a groundbreaking, inexpensive method that restores sensation in your feet and hands, stops the numbness and tingling sensation, and helps you sleep well and be relaxed. But let's not waste any more time. I want you to know who I am and how my unusual discovery turned the medical world upside down while saving thousands of lives. My name is Gary Smith. I am 58 years old and I live with my wife Sarah in Toledo, Ohio. And like you, I have known how devastating nerve pain is. because every day for the last 2 years, I've struggled with constant pins and needles in my hands and feet, burning, stabbing, or shooting pain, loss of balance, and chronic muscle weakness. It all started 1 year ago with a constant tingling and burning sensation in my feet and toes. As an electrician, I had to spend a lot of time standing up, so it's normal for my feet to hurt. But this sensation was different from anything I had experienced before. I was feeling it all the time, even when I got home, took off my shoes and relaxed my feet, even when I was wearing slippers or walking barefoot, even when I would go to bed, preventing me from getting a good night's sleep. In a few months, these sensations spread to my entire legs and hands too. Poor blood circulation runs in my family, so I thought what I was feeling were just the side effects of this condition. So I tried to ignore them as much as possible, using pain relief foot creams such as lidocaine, which only worked for a short while. But when the tingling sensation turned into pins and needles and even pain, I knew something was wrong. Advil and other mild painkillers worked for a while, until the pain got worse. It was as if medication made the pain stronger instead of stopping it. I was now experiencing numbness in my hands, the feeling I got when I would spend a lot of time in the cold, but it was now over 80 degrees outside. Numbness was stopping me from properly doing my job. I was dropping the tools from my hands. I could not feel the electrical wires between my fingers. And at one point, I even electrocuted myself, something that did not happen once in my 30 years as an electrician. I am a perfectionist when it comes to my job. I want to offer my clients top services. So when this started to happen, it made me feel unprofessional and insecure. Soon I started to get complaints from unhappy customers, and my boss forced me to get some time off to relax. I was the best electrician in the company, and now I couldn't even sleep at night thinking that I might lose my job. Things were getting out of control. I had to do something about this before I would lose my family's income. I was scared that I might never be able to work again because my body was failing me. So I decided to go to my GP and tell him all about this. He recommended that I go to one of the best neurologists in the area. He was fully booked for 6 months, which meant that indeed many people would trust his medical expertise. The appointment date came and I walked into the doctor's office 100% confident that he would know how to stop all this. After running a battery of expensive tests, he simply told me, "Mr. Smith," he said, "I do not see anything wrong. What you are experiencing are simply the effects of aging. It is normal for your body to ache after the age of 50. But nowadays, there are painkillers for everything, so do not worry." Basically, after telling me that I was old and it was normal to be in pain, he simply prescribed some strong painkillers and sent me home. What a fool I was for putting all my hope in this doctor. I felt so disappointed. And guess what? The only thing those drugs did was to give me stomach pain, nausea, diarrhea, and drowsiness. And the pain? Still there. Even stronger, as if my whole body decided to turn against me, treating me like an enemy. Each day came with a different symptom. One day would be the feeling of warm water running down my legs, and the next day, a burning sensation, as if someone had thrown boiling water on my skin. Sharp bursts of pain that came out of nowhere, and constant pins and needles, as if being bitten by fire ants. Things that most other people take for granted. Touching or hugging someone, holding a phone, opening a door, feeling the wind, or putting a sheet over me only made the pain worse. I started having trouble walking and maintaining my balance, dragging my feet like an old man. I could not understand why I was stumbling and falling even when I was walking on a flat surface. I started to always look for things to hold on to, anything that would keep me upright. Walls, fences, cars. At one point, I even bought a cane. I felt like a retired old man in his 80s. On the street, all I could see were looks of pity on people's faces. I could summarize my life at that point in 2 words: endless pain. Everything that touched my skin would send waves of pain throughout my body, even the bed sheets, clothes, and even the water when I was taking a shower. I could no longer stand for more than 5 minutes, and ironically, when I would lay down, the pain would get worse. It was not giving me a break for a single second. But there was no way I would let this affect those around me. That is why disappointing my 2 grandchildren, the light in my eyes, was out of the question. I could not bear seeing them sad and upset. So I ignored my pain and off we were to Disneyland, as I had promised them months ago. Listening to their cheerful voices, singing road trip songs in the car made me feel quite relaxed and happy. And seeing my dear wife, joyful between them, giving them snacks, filled my heart with love. But little did I know that my grandchildren would not get to Disneyland. The entire trip would take a dramatic turn. All of a sudden, I felt a sharp pain in my right foot, like a knife stab, so quick and painful that it made me push the gas pedal to the floor. I lost control of the car. While the car was heading towards the guardrail at 70 miles per hour, all I could think of was my wife and grandchildren's terrified screams were the last thing I heard before the car crashed. I woke up in a hospital room, my whole body in pain. Where was my wife? Where were my grandchildren? 2 nurses rushed in trying to hold me down as I was trying to get out of bed. I do not care about the pain I was in or the wires sticking out of me. I was begging the nurses to take me to my family. That moment, a doctor walked in telling me that my wife and grandchildren were safe from any danger and that it was a miracle they got away with only minor injuries. But he also gave me bad news. He showed me the test results that I was suffering from diabetic neuropathy, stage 3, which is the intense pain stage. Type 2 diabetes, neuropathy? How could this happen? I do not have anyone in my family suffering from type 2 diabetes, and all my life I've tried as much to have a healthy lifestyle. But as I was about to find out, people can live with type 2 diabetes and not experience symptoms for years. Left untreated, uncontrolled high blood sugar damages the nerves and interferes with their ability to send signals, leading to diabetic neuropathy. And when it comes to neuropathy, more than 20 million people in the United States have been estimated to have this condition. Unfortunately, Mr. Smith, I heard the doctor saying, you have a disease for which there is no exact treatment. All we can do from now on is just try to help you manage the pain. I left the hospital with 8 different prescription pills for diabetes and neuropathic pain, insulin shots, anesthetic creams and patches, anticonvulsants and antidepressants, sleeping pills. I started taking the drugs, and although some were covered by insurance, the treatment was still costing me a small fortune every month. But I could say that the cost was only the minor issue I was dealing with. The side effects of those pills were unbearable, making my life miserable. Each day I was feeling worse. The drugs made me incredibly sick. I could barely eat anything without throwing up. I was losing weight like crazy, 7 pounds per week. I was not able to drive anymore as I was sleepy and drowsy all the time. Soon enough, I lost my job, being unable to support my family anymore. The local anesthetics, such as lidocaine patches or creams, were useless, and antidepressants and anticonvulsants were making me unable to function as a normal human being. 11 months had gone by, and the doctor was unable to find the right treatment for me. He made it clear that neuropathy is still puzzling the medical community. That is why current treatment options are limited or inadequate for many people. Basically, what they are doing is to treat people with neuropathy as lab rats, making experiments on them to see what treatment would work. So basically, you are taking pills for all sort of other conditions that have nothing to do with your health to see what sticks. You get treatments for depression, epilepsy, and God knows what else, hoping that something might work on you. But all of these treatments just temporarily numb the pain without treating the actual condition you have. Even though my body was in a state of numbness, I could feel the pain was still there, only muted somehow, masked. I did not feel any part of my body anymore. The doctor also recommended physical therapy at the price of $50 per session with insurance. Because my condition was chronic, I needed 1 session per day. Seeing that after 2 months the physical therapy was not helping me in any way, I gave up throwing money out the window. The same happened with electric nerve stimulation, which was $100 per session. Again, wasted money. Massage, acupuncture, nothing was working. I was desperate. I even considered surgery, which is aimed at reducing pain by cutting or injuring the nerves. I swear I was about to do it, but when I read on the internet the horror stories of people who had done it, I freaked out. They were saying that their pain got worse and even extended to their entire body, so surgery was out of the question. Seeing that nothing worked, and despite the opioid epidemic, my doctor put me on one of the strongest opioids, morphine. I had done everything to avoid opioids. I knew how addictive they can be, and I had heard the stories of so many others who were struggling to get off them. I was so scared that I would end up living only for the next dose. But nothing was working, so the doctor put me on morphine. It was strong, but I had to take it. I started with a dosage of 30 milligrams. The good part is that it offered some relief. The bad part is it came with more side effects than the previous drugs, such as stomach pain, nervousness, mood changes, hallucinations, and headaches. But I did not feel at ease taking it, so I had to get off it before it was too late and asked my doctor to switch my treatment. To keep the story short, in almost a year, I had become a burden to my wife, always needing her around me. We would no longer take trips or visit our friends. I was no longer able to play with my grandkids anymore or do things I enjoyed, such as jogging and doing woodwork. It was a nightmare. I was not myself anymore. I was no longer the man who could work day and night to provide for his family. I was just a weight around my wife's neck. The only activity I had were the short walks around the neighborhood, with my wife's help, of course. I did not even bother to put shoes on, as this was a struggle too. So I was just walking barefoot, my neighbors looking at me as if I were a lunatic. I was hopeless. The thought of living the rest of my life like that was unbearable. Basically, I had two options: give up on medication and live with the unbearable pain and other debilitating sensations that came with it, or continue taking a fistful of pills every day and deal with the gruesome side effects. As you can imagine, none of these two options was any better. And this is where my story would have ended if something really horrifying hadn't happened. Little did I know at that moment that there was a third option, one that I was about to discover after being a few hours away from losing my life. And I'll tell you what that was right now, because, as you'll see in a second, this was actually the key to the natural pain relief method I eventually discovered. One morning I was sound asleep after another night of tossing and turning. Suddenly I hear my wife calling my name, as if I was dreaming. When I opened my eyes, I saw her by my side. "Gary, wake up, Gary, we have to go to the hospital right now." I was so confused, I could not understand what was happening. But when she showed me, it made my stomach turn. A whole nail was stuck in the sole of my right foot. Yellow pus was oozing from the inflamed, infected puncture. My leg red up to the knee, a clear sign that infection was spreading. How could this happen? When did this happen? Why did I not feel stepping into a nail? This was unreal. At the hospital, the entire medical team was left in awe. They could not believe I had stayed with a nail in my foot without feeling anything. Doctors and residents gathered around me, looking at my wound with big eyes, pointing towards my foot. Some were nodding their heads in disbelief. Some were giving me scolding looks, as if I had done this on purpose. I have never felt more terrified in my entire life. But when the doctor told me that I was only hours away from losing my whole leg, and even my life if the infection would have reached my heart, I was left in shock. The whole thing is beyond my understanding. The doctor told me that an MRI would offer some answers, and he was right. When the results came back, I found out that my neuropathy had progressed, and I was at stage 4, which was complete numbness or loss of sensation. I thought the meds were finally offering some relief, but in fact I was sicker than ever, stepping into nails and not feeling anything? I realized then that the meds were only able to keep you numb, while the disease continues to damage your body. In fact, the entire medical industry relies on sick people. They keep you alive just enough to cash out as much as possible until your sickness wins. I never felt so helpless and desperate in my life. What was I supposed to do? Just wait and die? I did not know where to turn, where to seek help. I was broken. But all of a sudden, the image of my beautiful family came to my mind, and how I will never be able to play with my grandchildren and take them to Disneyland as I had promised. I will never take long walks and trips with my wife. I will never be able to financially support my family. On the contrary, all the family savings were wasted on my medication that did not even work. That moment, I knew I had to take matters into my own hands. Since nobody was able or willing to help me, I decided to take matters into my own hands. For the next few months, I sat at my computer, determined to read everything I could find on neuropathic pain and why there was no treatment for it. I could barely type because of the numbness in my hands, but I would not give up. I just kept reading and reading everything I could find on the internet. Studies, research, medical papers, documentaries, even videos on how medical procedures are performed. What shocked me was how often I stumbled upon these words: absence of evidence, lack of evidence, or poor evidence, when it came to all the medication and invasive medical procedures for this condition. I asked myself, well, what the heck is going on? Are we a bunch of lab rats for them to make experiments? Were they really interested in finding a real solution? And the things I started to find not only shocked me, but filled me with more anger. As I've already told you, neuropathic pain does not have a specific treatment. Doctors cannot fix neuropathy. They don't know how to treat it, and in many cases, they don't know what caused it. So they just throw at you various medications, hoping that something will work for you. Well, one of these drugs not only has little results on neuropathic pain, but its side effects have ruined the lives of millions. The pain medication you should avoid at all costs is called Cymbalta, duloxetine. And do you want to hear the saddest part? This drug, which is a strong antidepressant used to treat depression and anxiety, is also a first-line treatment for adults with neuropathic pain. Why should you avoid it, you must wonder? Numerous websites, forums, articles, and reports from people who have used it draw the alarm upon the high risk of addiction and horrible withdrawal symptoms, but also on the ways this drug makes you feel. Here are a few opinions from various users. I will not give their usernames to protect their privacy. If you are considering the use of Cymbalta, duloxetine, please be aware of the possibility of vicious and long-term withdrawal syndrome before beginning this drug. Develop serotonin syndrome after taking 60 milligrams for nearly a year. Doctors don't tell the truth. Has anyone else, when describing side effects or trying to come off this drug, had their doctor say something like, "I never heard that before. Oh, it's easy to stop. You'll be over it in 2 weeks." Problem speaking and stuttering since taking Cymbalta. And the list goes on with thousands of such complaints from people who trusted their doctors, not knowing that this drug would ruin their lives. I can say I was one of the lucky ones. I took Cymbalta only for 2 months until I realized that it wasn't helping me and asked my doctor to put me off it. Luckily, at that point, I had not developed a serious addiction, and getting off this drug came only with a few side effects. I experienced nausea, night sweats, and trouble focusing. But at that time, I did not connect them to Cymbalta. I only thought these were the side effects of the other 12 pills I was taking. Unfortunately, this drug has also been linked to suicidal cases, accidents caused by brain zaps, the odd shocks that accompanied sudden movements, vivid night terrors and hallucinations, short-term memory loss, anger and hostility, to mention only a few of the horrible side effects. Upon thorough research, I found studies from prestigious universities and institutes such as the Association of Medical Ethics, the New York State Psychiatric Institute, and the University of California, Los Angeles, warning users about this drug. If they are out there on the internet for anyone to access, why don't our doctors tell us about the dangers of this drug, or at least point us towards these studies? I know my doctor did not mention anything about this. I felt my doctor had not even cared about me and my health. I felt heartbroken to realize that people who are supposed to treat us don't actually care at all. Reading these studies made my skin crawl. The poor people's stories only made me more set on finding a solution with no side effects and no risks. I felt there must be something out there to put me on the right track. And before I knew it, I found a little-known study from Duke University, a glimpse of hope for people with neuropathy. As soon as I read the title, my eyes became wider. The title said, "Scientists find brain center that profoundly shuts down pain." I read the study in a blink of an eye. Each paragraph was a breath of fresh air. So let me quickly walk you through it so you can understand what I mean. After years of research, Duke University scientists have made a revolutionary breakthrough, locating a master pain switch hidden deep in the brain, which controls all the nerves in the body. The A3 receptor, as they called it, has the power to turn off the pain. In people suffering from neuropathy, this brain pain switch is broken, being stuck on the on position for longer periods than needed, overloading the nerves. This is causing the pain, numbness, tingling, pins and needle sensations in your hands and feet. Let me make it more clear. When this switch is turned off, there is no pain. And when it's turned on, it sends pain signals throughout each nerve. The purpose of this switch is to detect pain and tell the brain that something is wrong in the body, such as an injury, a diseased organ, a toothache, a headache, etc. What makes the switch act erratically? Well, here are some of the main damaging factors. Stress, diseases such as diabetes, chemicals in the food, water, and air, medications such as antidepressants, sedatives, opioids. All these hack the switch, making it send pain signals where there is no actual threat to the body. That is why even touching your arm with a feather feels like you're being burned with a torch. As a result, the nerves overload, first causing tingling, needles and pain in the feet and hands, followed by burning, stabbing, and shooting pain, and in the end, complete numbness or loss of feeling and muscle weakness. Before you know it, you will not be able to walk properly. You will drop things from your hands, not feel what you touch, what you step on, etc. You can think of your nervous system as an electric panel with its light switches continuously turned on, stressing and overcharging the light bulb filaments, which are your nerves, with no resting time until they eventually break, making you lose feeling. This brain pain switch malfunction is an explanation why some people who have had a limb removed still feel pain in that body part. The switch holds on to the memory of the nerve wiring, sending pain signals as if the leg or arm is still there. How can you know if your brain pain switch is thrown off balance, causing your neuropathy? Well, I found there is a simple pressure test that you can do. All you have to do is answer one simple question. Do you feel tension inside your head every other day? This is a clear sign that your pain switch is faulty, making your nerves tense and overloaded. And this is not my guess, but a scientific fact, as proven in a new study published just 3 months ago by researchers at Pacific Neuroscience Institute, after analyzing more than 120,000 people suffering from various types of neuropathy. Now you must be wondering, is there a way to make the pain switch function normally and stop neuropathy? Well, there is good news and bad news. The good news is, yes, the pain switch can be made to function normally. The bad news is researchers achieved this with a specific amount of anesthetic. You might be wondering why this is bad news if it works, because any type of drug, including anesthetics, comes with side effects. So it fixes a problem but creates dozens more. What good is it that you do not feel pain when you are constantly feeling sick and dizzy, having problems sleeping, being constipated or having diarrhea, sweating or having dry mouth? You just exchange one bad thing for another. Besides, the anesthetic has to be injected, so every day you will have to go to a clinic or hospital or have a nurse come to your home and give you the shot. For me, this was a no-go. No more drugs for me, thank you. I had to find a natural solution, even though it sounded like almost an impossible dream. That's when I remembered after the car accident, while I was still in the hospital recuperating, I befriended a man about my age. His name was Hero, and he had peripheral neuropathy caused by stress. As I was already on painkillers and sleeping pills, I do not remember much about our conversations. But what I remember is his son coming every day to visit his father and give him a green liquid to drink, some sort of tea but thicker. When I asked him what that was, he said it was made by him from special plants, most of them sourced from Japan, and that it soothed his father's pain, making it bearable. If you had been admitted in a hospital and needed sedatives, you already know that they keep you in a state where you are just alive, but do not feel much. So at that moment, Hero's green remedy did not draw my attention. But now, I had to find out what was in that mixture, and if it really worked. I immediately phoned Hero, who was more than happy to hear from me. The next day, I paid him and his son a visit, telling them about my story and how I thought I could find a natural solution and offer relief to millions of people. I just needed help. His son, Haruto, was a botanist working in a renowned biotechnology company, where his job was to protect endangered plant species and natural areas. He graduated first of his class, and his studies and research were published in the Journal of Herbal Medicine, the Scientific Basis of Herbal Medicine, and the Journal of Traditional and Complementary Medicine, to name a few. As plants were his area of expertise, Haruto managed to create this formula for his father, which offered some relief, taking away the numbness and some of the pain, but did not stop the pain altogether. The pain was constantly there, as if it was fueled by something. Doctors would shrug their shoulders. The battery of tests would come back with no results. It was an endless struggle. I told him that I might have the answer to that and showed him the study I had found. By the time he was reading it, I could see his eyes lighting up with hope. This was the missing piece of the puzzle, Gary. I was only putting out the fire flames, but not the source of the fire. Haruto was more than happy to work on the new improved formula, especially that, if it worked, it would make life worth living again for his father. As he was risking his job working in the evenings at his company's lab, I offered to help with the purchase of ingredients. I will ever be grateful for my kind-hearted wife, who, even though we were already in debt, agreed to make a loan and help me in my quest. I could not think of another way to help Haruto except being his lab rat, and I was more than happy to do that. The research was slow, as he could only work a few hours a day, not to draw attention. And there were thousands of plants to test, wait for the results, and then test some more. It was tedious work, and it took months until one evening Haruto knocked on my door, holding a bottle in his hand. "I think this is it, Gary. I think this is the formula." The last time I remember being so happy was in the hospital when the doctor told me that my wife and grandchildren were safe. I could not explain to you the joy, relief, and hopefulness I felt at that moment. I grabbed the bottle from his hand and took a spoonful of the brown powder right there on the spot. Both me and his father were supposed to take the formula for the following weeks. In a few days, Hero's pain started to tone down. The pins and needle in his hands and feet were bearable now. Slowly, he started to stop the medication and take only the formula. Each day, he felt better and better. He could walk without needing any support. He could wear shoes again without feeling his feet as in a vice. He could finally sleep and wake up rested. He could not remember the last time he was able to sleep through the night without waking dozens of times. As for me, well, I told you that my neuropathy was stage 4, which is complete numbness. At this point, I could seriously injure myself and not feel a thing, as happened with the nail. So I was really curious how the formula would work on me. Every day after breakfast, I took 1 teaspoon of the powder with a glass of water. One day, I was walking around the house when I stubbed my toe on the table leg. Pain paralyzed me for a few seconds, but as insane as it sounds, it made me the happiest man alive. You might think I'm crazy, but hear me out. Feeling pain meant that the formula was working and that it was regenerating my nerves. Soon enough, I was the Gary from the good old days, happy, positive, energetic. Life was worth living again. I even got back to my jogging routine in the morning. Oh, the look on my neighbors' faces, priceless. Not long ago, they saw me walking around the neighborhood barefoot, stomping my feet like an old man, with my wife holding my arm so I would not fall and hurt myself. And now I was jogging, playing hide and seek and football with my grandchildren, and going with my wife on short trips, like in the good old days. The formula was working. It worked for me, it worked for Hiro, and I was over the moon and could not thank Haruto enough for his hard work. But we wanted to make sure that the formula worked for other people and other types of neuropathy. Neuropathy takes a toll, not only on your body, but on your mind too. And if you don't have someone who can understand what you are going through, it can make it 1,000 times harder. That is why, when the pain started to get serious, I joined an online support group, where not only I found valuable information about the condition, but also people who were going through the same struggle as I did. These people helped me tremendously, and that is why they were the first who I wanted to help. So I wrote a message on the group chat, telling them about the study and our formula, and how it worked for me and Hiro. I asked them if they were willing to test it themselves. The ones who were eager to try were those who had struggled with the condition for more than a year. I guess the new ones still put their faith in Big Pharma and their useless drugs. Since we only had a small quantity of formula, we selected 20 people suffering from autonomic, peripheral, proximal, and focal neuropathy, which are all types of this condition. This way we could see if the formula worked for all of them. Some of the message started coming after a few days and some after a few weeks, but all of them had something in common. They were all filled with words of gratitude, joy, and relief. Here are some of them. Rachel S., 61, from Columbus, Ohio. God bless you, Gary. You know my pain almost pushed me to the verge of insanity. I was crying every single day. Thank you for giving me my life back. Promise me that you will help other people too. Thomas R., 59, from Asheville, North Carolina. I will be frank with you, Gary. I only gave your formula a shot because I had nothing else to lose. But to be honest, I did not put my hopes in it. I just want to say I am sorry and thank you. The pain is gone and I threw away every single pill in my house. Elizabeth M., 72, from Indianapolis, Indiana. I slept 8 hours last night. For the majority of people, this might seem trivial, but for those with neuropathy, it's luxury. I can take long walks in the park again. I feel energized, and I've resumed my knitting. I will knit a sweater for you, Gary, one that won't feel like pins and needles on your skin. Seeing all these heartwarming messages filled me with joy and was just getting started. By now, you must be curious what this formula contains and why does it work so well and fast. So here is a step-by-step explanation that will answer your what, how, and why questions. This formula works in 4 simple steps. Step 1, fix the brain switch to eliminate the pain. For this step, we needed the fantastic trio, the shiitake, maitake, and reishi mushroom complex. We managed to take these mushrooms right from their natural habitat in the humid and dark wooded mountains in Japan. Each of these mushrooms has amazing health benefits, and each has been used for centuries in traditional medicine. We discovered these amazing mushrooms contain a superfiber called beta-glucan. Numerous studies have shown that beta-glucan combats inflammation in the brain and promotes normal functioning of its electrical wiring. As I told you, neuropathy is in fact the pain switch being hacked by damaging factors. The role of beta-glucan is to reboot the entire nervous system and restore the normal functioning of the switch. While the nervous system is rebooted, other powerful ingredients address the pain. I've been living with neuropathic pain for the past 2 years, and it almost made me lose my mind. So I know what it's like to have the silent, nerve-wracking pain with you every single second of the day. That is why we gathered the strongest pain-relieving plant out there, Cordyceps sinensis. This plant has been used for centuries in Tibetan medicine to relieve acute pain, disability, and inflammation, while making you feel relaxed and sleep better at night. Unfortunately, most cordyceps found at the drugstore don't come from the ground. They come from the lab. Real cordyceps are difficult to harvest, and it costs over $9,000 per pound. That is why many companies choose to use synthetically grown cordyceps, which, as you can figure, are cheaper and of poor quality. Step 2. Eliminate the factors that hack the brain pain switch. Even if the switch is fixed, the damaging factors are still present in your body, and they can hack it again at any moment. That is why we have paired Royal Sun agaricus and turkey tail and obtained an invincible duo with one purpose: to destroy the damaging factors and eliminate other toxins and chemicals that might damage the nervous core. Royal Sun agaricus is known as the mushroom of God or the mushroom of life. It has a very long history of medicinal use from Aztec times. Studies have shown that the compounds in this mushroom boost the activity of body-cleaning cells that swipe off any damaging factors they find in your system. Royal Sun agaricus is believed to contain the most potent compounds for immune and cellular health. But the plant comes with several other benefits, such as regulating blood sugar levels, strengthening the immune system, reducing the risk of illness due to viruses and bacteria, supporting cellular health, reducing risk of abnormal cell growth in the body, and, last but not least, protecting the body from free radicals, which can cause damage to cells and lead to infections and disease. The other compound of this infallible duo, the turkey tail, comes with its own amazing benefits. It contains a variety of powerful antioxidants and other compounds that eliminate the damaging molecules in your body, promote immune system health, reduce inflammation, and stimulate the release of protective compounds. Step 3. Rebuild the damaged nervous system wires in your body. It is now time to rebuild the damaged, painful nerves and restore the entire nervous system. For this hard and very important job, we chose lion's mane, a plant used widely for medicinal purposes in Asian countries like India, Japan, China, and Korea. Researchers from the Faculty of Medicine, University of Malaysia, made a revolutionary discovery. Their studies showed that lion's mane not only stimulates the growth and repair of cells damaged by peripheral nerve injury, but it speeds up recovery by 50%. As a bonus benefit, lion's mane also reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety, and unfortunately, neuropathy comes hand in hand with those. Step 4, and final one. Strengthen the switch so it won't ever be hacked by damaging factors. Every day we come in contact with harmful toxins and chemicals from the air we breathe, the food we eat, and the water we drink, the products that touch our skin, stress, and medication. Although we have added the strongest ingredients out there to eliminate these factors from your body, we had to make sure that the pain switch is extra protected. One of the best candidates for this job was the chaga mushroom. We have sourced it from its natural habitat in Siberia, withstanding that harsh climate. For centuries, people in Siberia and other parts of Asia have used chaga to boost immunity and improve overall health. Chaga works by making the white blood cells, which are essential to fighting off harmful bacteria and viruses, act as a shield around the pain switch, protecting it. We could not leave out the white button mushroom. In Egypt, this mushroom was revered for the belief of giving the consumer special powers and eternal life, and it is still used today in traditional Chinese medicine to help regulate the body's energy and provide additional antioxidants to promote overall health and well-being. The white mushroom contains selenium that protects against damaging factors and boosts the immune system, beta-glucan that helps the nervous system function normally, B vitamins which combat inflammation, the main cause of inflammatory neuropathy, copper which maintains healthy bones and nerves, and potassium, which is extremely important when it comes to heart, muscle, and nerve function. All in all, the formula contains 10 incredibly powerful ingredients, scientifically proven to combat all types of neuropathy. Moreover, we have contacted only certified producers and verified suppliers, making sure that for our recipe, we have used only top quality ingredients with 100% healing properties. It was difficult and exhausting. It was time consuming, and some of the ingredients were extremely expensive, such as cordyceps, which is $9,000 per pound. There were times when I was so tired I even threw up, but in the end, there it was, the 100% natural solution that will go to the root cause of neuropathic pain and slowly but surely give you back control over your life. We had the formula. We had the proof that it worked for various types of neuropathy and in people of various ages. And seeing its amazing results on myself, it was only normal to think, how could I keep this revolutionary neuropathy remedy all to myself when millions of people are silently suffering all over the world? So we decided to turn the formula into an easy-to-take supplement. We invested the rest of the loan money to manufacture a small batch in an FDA-approved and GMP-certified facility under sterile, strict, and precise standards. You can be 100% sure that this supplement is clean and of the highest quality. Moreover, the capsules are non-GMO. They do not contain any dangerous stimulants or toxins, and they are non-habit forming. We called it Nervolink, the most powerful natural formula that fortifies and protects the pain switch and the entire nervous system. Once the rare and potent natural ingredients enter your body, they will immediately eliminate the damaging factors and restore the normal functioning of the pain switch. After this crucial step is completed, Nervolink will help you. Finally, stop the numbness and tingling in your hands and feet. Regain control over your body. Move without pain. Decrease daytime fatigue. No longer feel trapped in a body that does not work anymore. Eliminate the fear of living in permanent pain. Rest properly throughout the entire night and wake up filled with energy. Eliminate anxiety and stress caused by constant discomfort and pain. Return to the hobbies that pain prevented you from enjoying. And at last but not least, make life worth living again. And because this supplement targets the root cause of pain, it's perfect for everyone from 30 to 90 years old with mild discomfort or chronic neuropathic pain, but also for those who just want to have a safeguard in place, something that ensures you'll never have to suffer from the devastating effects of permanent pain, ruining their lives. I could not wait a second longer, and I sent the bottle to all the people in the support group whom I could not help when we initially created the formula. It was just a moral duty for me to do so. They helped me so much to cope with the horrific neuropathy that I had to give them something in return. But I could not stop there. I told you that I was determined to make Big Pharma pay for all the lives it had destroyed with its toxic medication and greed, and for tricking people into believing that their drugs will actually help them. You might wonder, how could I, a simple man, do that? Yes, I am a simple man, but so were all the great minds in history, people who have changed the world. And I want to do that too, one step at a time. One by one, I'm going to help as many people as I can eliminate their neuropathy and stop taking their filthy drugs. It is time to stop the opioid and painkillers addiction that ruins the lives of millions of people as we speak. Nervolink is about stopping neuropathy and getting your life back. You will be shocked to discover just how simple everything is. All you need to do is take 2 capsules of Nervolink, one in the morning and one in the evening, with a glass of water for at least 30 days. Before you know it, you will start experiencing its amazing benefits. Imagine getting your life back, being able to run, jog, and take long walks without feeling like you're stepping on burning coals. Taking trips with your family, carrying your nephews on your shoulders when they get tired instead of you being carried by others because of the crippling leg pain that has taken control over you again. Imagine walking without being laughed at because of the ridiculous cane you need so much, or seeing the pity looks on strangers' faces that walk by you. Turn back to the hobbies that numbness and pain took away from you, and be able to jog, sew, knit, do woodwork, paint, and draw again. Feel confident and comfortable to drive, travel, or be intimate. Be able to wear whatever clothes and shoes you want without them feeling like cactuses on your skin, or like you are being burned with a torch. Finally, be able to sleep without waking up dozens of times per night, and wake up with a huge burst of energy. You'll see exactly how you can safely and easily eliminate the pain, while getting rid of all the medications and drugs your doctor and Big Pharma have been telling you for years that you must keep pumping into your body. And without being their lab rat anymore. Nervalink is completely natural, and it's your first and only real chance to effectively eliminate neuropathy, while returning to the freedom you've been denied for months, years, or even decades of your life. Of course, that's not to say you couldn't keep taking Big Pharma's experimental medications, and day by day feel sicker and sicker, not being able to function as a normal human being, feeling tired, nauseous, dizzy, and drowsy, and not being able to dress, eat, or walk without help. All this while your pain is just muted, while neuropathy continues to damage your nerves until you have no feeling in your hands or feet, risking serious injuries and infections that can make you lose your life. Eventually, there will come a point where your body breaks down. And by the time you realize Big Pharma drugs are to blame for your suffering, and that you have paid a small fortune for addictive chemicals that turned you into a zombie and prevented you from feeling and experiencing life to its fullest, it will be too late. And what a pity that would be, knowing that you could have avoided all this with one natural supplement. So when you stop to consider all this, it should be pretty clear what makes Nervalink so special. That is why Haruto and I decided to sell the product for a price that any honest American can afford. So I'm not going to ask you to pay $369 or $269 or $169 for Nervalink. Instead, and only if you act today through this special website you're on now, you'll be able to get Nervalink for the small one-time investment of just $69. That's right, just $69 plus free shipping anywhere in the United States. But wait. Before you make your purchase, here's my recommendation on how to maximize the benefits of Nervalink. One bottle of Nervalink will eliminate the damaging factors and restore the normal functioning of the brain pain switch. 3 bottles will eliminate the crippling pain that has made you suffer in silence for months or even years. But 6 bottles of Nervalink will double power up your nervous system against any damaging factors while boosting your energy. The entire nervous system will be rejuvenated and function like a well-oiled machine. You will be able to sleep the entire night and wake up full of energy. You will be able to drive, hike, jog, run, play with your grandchildren, and travel as much as you want. You will be able to live without fear of numbing pain returning at any moment. And you will be confident in your actions again. And this is because you will give Nervalink enough time to work its magic. In one word, you will feel alive again. This 6-bottle package is also our customers' most popular choice. That is why we could run out of Nervalink at any moment. But do you know what? I'm going to make the deal even sweeter, because I know how it is to live in fear that pain will be with you the rest of your life. And because I want you to be able to take this supplement for as long as possible. I have set up a discounted price package system of 6 bottles of Nervalink for you for only $49 a bottle, plus free shipping anywhere in the United States. The offer is for today only, for as long as supplies last. Once we run out of bottles, the Buy Now button will not be active anymore until we make another batch again, which takes around 6 to 9 months at least. So, if you are truly committed to finally getting rid of neuropathy for good, then we recommend you take the 6 bottles package, which more than 89,600 people have already did. People like Amy R., 59, from St. Augustine, Florida, who said, I heard about Nervalink from a friend with peripheral neuropathy. I said, give it a try, but when I wanted to order it, it was sold out. I had to wait for 6 months to get my hands on it, but it was worth the wait. The pins and needles in my feet are finally gone. It really works. Or Richard T. from Colorado Springs, Colorado, who said, It's been a month since I started taking Nervolink. The first week I did not feel any change, but after that, day by day, I would get better and better. Now I only have 6 pills in the bottle and I've ordered 6 more bottles. I do not want to run out of this great stuff. Plus, who can say no to such a discount? Click the 6-bottle package or any other package that you want below to secure your order. But there is something you should know. Because we use only hard-to-find and expensive natural ingredients, we can make the supplement only in small batches. That is why it takes between 6 and 9 months to make another batch. This process is essential to ensure the quality of the product is 100% effective. And as you can see, there are people who just want to stock up in case the product will not be available anymore, and to make sure that they will have the power to fight neuropathy for the rest of their lives. Plus, there are folks who don't have neuropathy, but just take the supplement to rejuvenate their brain and nervous system and keep this condition away from them. Or folks who order 6, 8, or 10 bottles at a time to share them with family or friends. That is why our stocks get empty in just a matter of days. You may be saying, okay, let's give this a try and see how it works. How do I get started? This could not be easier. Simply click the button under the desired package and you will be taken to our secure checkout page. Enter the payment details, place the order, and in a few days you can start the journey to a neuropathy-free life. But you have to claim your package right now. As I mentioned, Nervolink is selling very fast. Plus, missing 1 day of Nervolink can compromise a full month of progress. So if I were to give you just one piece of advice, this would be, don't risk running out of Nervolink. Once we run out of bottles, the Buy Now button will not be active anymore until we make another batch. So, click the 6-bottle package or any other package that you want below to secure your order. Say stop to neuropathic pain and regain control over your life. Do not risk missing out on this opportunity forever. And to prove to you that we've got your back, you also benefit from a full 60 days money-back guarantee. What is this, you might wonder? Well, this means that you have 60 days to try Nervolink from the moment you buy it. If during this time you do not feel any improvement, you can return the bottles of Nervolink and get your money back. It doesn't matter if you've used up the entire supplement, you still have your money safely returned to you in your account. No hidden fees or subscriptions, just a safe and secure one-time simple payment. I'm taking all the risk here, and you know what? I am happy to do it. I want you to feel as safe as possible with this purchase and really understand that we want Nervolink to change your life too and offer you the peace of mind you so much deserve. Nervolink is only available from this website that you're on right now, and only for as long as Big Pharma doesn't find out about it. If they do, they will do everything in their power to shut us down. Just imagine the damage we can do to them if more and more people find out about Nervolink and stop buying their products. All the money we get from selling Nervolink will be reinvested into manufacturing more bottles, just like a snowball rolling down the hill. At first it is small, but as it rolls, it gets bigger and bigger. We are now offering Nervolink for just $69, and even cheaper if you're getting our popular packages, just to get this amazing supplement into the hands of people. But we are planning on raising the price back to $99 or possibly higher in the future. Because here's the weird thing. When I tell people that you can easily fight neuropathy in practically no time and for less than a visit to a specialist, well, people think it's unbelievable, as if there's something fishy going on. It sounds too cheap, especially if you've been struggling to cure it with your doctor's prescriptions or who knows what other methods. Our mission is to spread Nervolink to as many people as humanly possible. And the big dream is for nerve pain in your hands and feet to be a thing of the past. But if people find it hard to believe that you get such incredible results for far less than the cost of a visit to a specialist or a meal with your family at a restaurant, then we'll have to raise the price. Not to mention, we don't know how much longer we'll be able to hide from Big Pharma's threats. But if this website is still up, it means you can still get Nervolink if you act now. Click to make your choice below, enter your payment details, and place your order now. You gain access to Nervolink, which will arrive on your doorstep in a matter of days. Listen, when you think about it, you really only have 2 choices ahead of you right now. Option 1. Stop following this presentation and leave this page. Do nothing. Keep going the way you are now, with that cutting pain ready to strike at any point with an intensity you'll never thought it was capable of. Keep being frustrated that nothing works. Spend hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars on useless therapies and live the life of a sick person, missing out on the most beautiful years of your life. It's not going to be pleasant. Option 2, risk nothing at all today. Grab Neurolink right now, and you'll be surprised how well it works. It seems to me like the decision is pretty clear-cut here, but let me make things more clear to you. Imagine going on a trip with your spouse, but instead of spending a relaxing time together, you are stressed out and tired because of the constant pain. You know how much your partner loves to take long walks with you. You know how long they've planned for this trip, yet you can barely get out of bed. You pop one pill after the other, praying to God it will get better, while your loved one is worried sick seeing you in this state. How could you relax, get intimate, and show the other half how much you still desire her, him, when the constant pain is there all the time like millions of ants under your skin? What if you had a burst of pain and he or she has to call 911 and stay with you at the hospital, scared, not knowing what's going on with you? You do not want this to happen, do you? So just click below to make your choice. Enter your payment details and place the order now. We'll immediately ship your bottles directly to your home. I hope to hear your success story very soon. Yours truly, Gary Smith. Still here? I understand. The information I just revealed to you is pretty shocking and flies in the face of pretty much every lie that Big Pharma and even your family doctor has probably told. Obviously, I can't make the decision for you, but what I can do is answer some of the most common questions I get asked, so that you have all the information you need to move forward. Question 1. What makes Neurolink different from painkillers and other medical therapies? Well, as I've already told you, there is no treatment for neuropathy. So all the doctors just throw painkillers, antidepressants, anticonvulsants, and opioids at their patients to numb them and turn them into living zombies. Neurolink is only made from 100% natural ingredients that we have struggled to obtain directly from their natural habitat, no matter how hard or how costly it was. That is why this product can be safely used by anyone, no matter how advanced their pain is, and no matter if they suffer from other conditions. One thing Aruto told me is that our bodies have the power to heal themselves if they get a little help, and the help comes in the form of pure ingredients that Neurolink contains. When it comes to other medical therapies, I've tried them all: physical therapy, electrical nerve stimulation, acupuncture, massage, you name it. Nothing worked. Question 2. Can I take Neurolink even if I have allergies or I currently use other supplements? We created this amazing anti-neuropathy weapon so that it has no damaging effect on people who have various allergies, as the quantity of ingredients inside are selected to be below the allergy triggering levels. But we recommend that if you have any known allergies to one of the mentioned pill ingredients, you do not take this supplement. For more details, please check the disclaimer link at the bottom of this page. Question 3. Why haven't I heard of this natural treatment before? Well, the neuropathic industry is forecast to reach $9.8 billion between 2021 and 2027. But what the general public is unaware of is that the drug industry literally spends millions and millions of dollars each year to ensure that academic medicine focuses only on the drugs that make the industry money, and not on the drugs that will actually help people get better. Neurolink is the result of years of pain and countless failed drugs and medical procedures. It is not one of those big pharma drugs which you are bombarded with until you buy it. Drugs surrounded by fake advertising and people with fake smiles. Nothing but a scam. Neurolink is a treatment only for those in need, those who trust the power of natural ingredients, and those who have the courage to look for answers for themselves and not wait for them to be handled by a doctor. Those who seek the truth will find it. Question 4. Can you tell me again about the full 60 days money-back guarantee? Sure. Check this out. You simply say maybe to Nervalink right now by clicking the yellow button you see below. You're given a full 2 months to use this supplement, so you can judge for yourself if it is as powerful as I say it is. If you're not satisfied for any reason, just send me an email and I will refund your entire investment. Question 5. Okay, I want to try Nervalink. What now? Just click on the package that best fits your needs. Once you do that, your Nervalink supplement will be shipped to your door in no time, so you can start your amazing pain relief as soon as possible. I'm so glad that you found this product, and I really hope that you will be as happy as me and other people for whom neuropathy is now just a bad memory. Question 6. How long will Nervalink be available to the public? Well, I'm not really sure, but history has shown us that Big Pharma is not afraid to spend millions of dollars in legal fees to remove something that threatens their very existence. If you think about it, that makes sense. Wouldn't you spend $1 million in lawyer costs to protect billions you make per year? In other words, if you are truly serious about fighting your neuropathy and protecting your nervous system for future damage, you need to take action immediately.